Fascinating. And when you say that she like stripped back a lot of stuff after coming out as trans, that's kind of an interesting way of communicating how you're feeling about sort of gender identity and confusion.
BBC Sounds.
So me, a cis man who has no idea what it's like to be a trans woman, listened to this album and was like, this is made by a trans woman. And I just knew it was, and I don't know why I knew it was. And there was something about it that every time I was listening to it, I got a very strong feeling of who she was and her identity and everything, even though I couldn't really make out the lyrics. I couldn't hear what her natural voice sounded like. I couldn't see a picture of her or anything. It was a really weird thing. And I started following her on Twitter, and her tweets would be more open about how she was feeling, but still not fully being open with people.
Yeah.
But there are little clues in there. And then eventually she came out as trans on Twitter. And when I spoke to her in Melbourne, the main thing we talked about is how a lot of people with this album had that experience where a lot of people were contacting her apparently, which I didn't, but like a lot of people were contacting her being like, I think a lot of other trans people saying,
Are you trans?
yeah, are you trans?
Yeah.
But like, so like that's the main thing we talked about with this album. I think it's the main reason it's significant in her discography is it's this one where it kind of came out and a lot of people had that reaction to it in a way that someone like me, I can't explain why.
Yeah, you just knew.
At all, yeah,
It's
which
really,
I don't really know.
It's fascinating. And when you say that she like stripped back a lot of stuff after coming out as trans, that's kind of an interesting way of communicating how you're feeling about sort of gender identity and confusion and performing the wrong gender or the gender that's not right for you. It does sometimes feel like you're covered in crap.
Right.
Basically, like there's just stuff distorting everything, which I think is a very clever and quite visceral way of communicating how it feels.
Yeah.
To not be able to sort of be yourself in the world. I think it's very interesting.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to give it another listen now, Jay.
It's under a different lens.
Yeah, and now I feel like you've out LGBTQ'd me
Oh yeah.
by detecting that.
That's all I wanted on this episode.
Yeah.
I told the crew all I wanted to do.
It's out gay
I
Keyworth.
don't even care if Keyworth likes the album. That's not even the aim this time.